Hi everyone, welcome back to another casual Q&A video. I love filming these because I just feel like I can totally relax and just be myself. It's really just chatty. I feel like I'm basically just having a conversation with you guys, even though I'm actually just having a conversation with my camera. So I asked last night for you to just send in any questions that you wanted to ask me, and as always I got so many, so thank you so much. I really do appreciate all of the questions you sent in. I wish I could answer all of them, but unfortunately I can't. But a lot of them are actually quite similar, so I've tried to pick those ones that I saw coming up quite a few times. So the first one is by Courts. What is your typical Christmas morning routine? My Christmas morning has basically been the same since I was a little girl. My presents tend to be outside my room, but actually when I was little they used to be on the end of my bed, so that I would wake up in the morning, kind of move slightly, and I would just feel all of my presents around by my feet and that like kind of noise of the paper rattling around. Oh, I love that. But now they're always outside my bedroom door. So I tend to wake up, get my presents, take them down to the lounge, then I'll go back up to my bedroom and get all of the presents for the rest of my family, take them down for everyone, and by that point everyone tends to be up. And then we just make a massive breakfast together, and it used to be, before I was vegan, always the same. It would be toast with a scrambled egg that my mum and I would make with caviar on top. The most like luxurious breakfast you could think of, and smoked salmon. And then we'd also have cups of tea and Bucks Fizz, which, if you're not familiar, if you're not from the UK, Bucks Fizz is basically champagne with orange juice. Kind of like a mimosa if you're from America, or is that a California thing? No, I think that's just America in general, isn't it? But now that I'm vegan, I tend to just make my own breakfast. I like to have a big cooked breakfast as well, like everyone else. So I do like some grilled tomatoes, maybe some grilled mushrooms on toast, baked beans or something. I don't know. I tend to like just do a big cooked breakfast with rye bread or something like that, and a green tea. Then after breakfast we all go into the lounge and we just exchange presents, and that takes a lot of time, especially with Daisy May now. Like before it was quite straightforward. We would just all kind of exchange gifts, and we have our kind of specific places and where we sit, and we still have the same kind of positioning, like who's on what chair. And but now Daisy May, she's kind of just more interested in like the wrapping paper and can only focus on one toy at a time. So I'm always really excited to give her my present, but by the time it's my turn, she's so fascinated by the first one, she's just like, yeah, I don't care. So maybe this year I'll kind of stagger her presents throughout the day. So that is my typical Christmas morning. I feel like that was really a long way of explaining it, so I'm sorry about that. The next one, have you picked your outfit for Victoria's Secret show next week? Yes, I have. Yesterday I went down to a PR agency and just tried on loads and loads of different dresses, and I picked two because I couldn't decide between which one. I wonder if I should give you a sneak preview. Okay, wait one sec. I'm gonna get the one that I'm gonna wear, I think. Okay, I'm gonna show you like the tiniest bit of material from the dress that I am going to wear. Are you ready? There we go. Ah, it's not even in focus as well. That's even better. There we go. That's what you're getting. I literally don't even know if I'm allowed to show. Well, I don't see why not. So that is for the Victoria's Secret show on Wednesday. It's in Paris, and I'm so excited because I've never been to a Victoria's Secret show before, and it just looks incredible. It's like a whole performance more than a normal fashion show. And I think The Weeknd is playing, Bruno Mars and Lady Gaga, and oh, I just can't wait. I think it's gonna be incredible. I mean, I'm gonna come home feeling really bad about myself, of just like all kind of self-confidence gone after looking at those incredible models, because they are absolutely beautiful and about 6 foot tall. But that should be really fun. So yeah, that is my outfit, I think. I do have another one, but I think that's the one that I'm gonna go for. Next question, what are your top 5 foods or ingredients to incorporate into your diet regularly? Okay, first one I would say is almond milk. That's just like a typical one for being vegan, or like I feel like most of my friends now who aren't even vegan, they tend to get almond milk if they're, you know, don't like dairy. Number 2, I love dates because they naturally sweeten things. So if I'm craving something really sweet but I don't necessarily want chocolate or something like that, I will just make something with dates because they are so sweet. They are really high in natural sugars, but obviously natural sugar is better than the processed sugar. Next one, granola. I could not live without granola. Every morning I have granola. More like an ingredient rather than just food, I would say a really good one is tahini, and tahini is basically sesame paste. So it's like, you know, peanut butter and almond butter. It's like that, but sesame, but it's a lot more savoury, so you wouldn't have it sweet like you would maybe peanut butter. I use it in stir fries or to make creamy sauces. That's a really good ingredient to have if you're vegan or vegetarian. And lastly, I'm gonna say coconut oil. I just always cook with coconut oil. I really like the taste of it, and it's just a lot better for you. Has a higher smoke point, so it's all about the kind of science of the fats in there and everything. Obviously coconut oil is a fat, so it's always going to be really high in fats, but it's just a bit better for you than olive oil, but I do still use extra virgin olive oil. Next question, what is your favourite quote? It can be from a book, movie, or just a life quote in general. Love you lots. Thank you. Love you too. My favourite quote is by Audrey Hepburn. She is just my absolute idol. I adore her. She once said, "Nothing is impossible. The word itself says, I'm possible." And it's just always stuck with me, and I think that is just absolutely brilliant. I love it. Love, love, love. It's true. Nothing is impossible because I'm possible. And Maisie's asked, what is your star sign? So my birthday is the 26th of May, so I am a Gemini. However, I've never been able to relate to the characteristics of a Gemini. Basically, you're meant to have two sides of you, so I guess you've got one nice side and one horrible side, or maybe one like really stressy or difficult side of you. I guess everyone has that kind of side where they get a bit irritated, but I really don't relate to, as a whole, being two different people. My grandma's actually always said to me that I'm more like a Taurus, so I don't know what the characteristics are of a Taurus, but maybe that's more me. And Jess has asked, in your new book, Eat Smart, what is your go-to recipe and why? P.S. I love you. I love you too. I would say my go-to recipe for dinner is the Mexican bowl. It's so good. It's like a chili con carne basically, and it's served with quinoa, and it's really quick and easy to throw together, and if you have a bit more time you can then do a few sides to go with it, like guacamole. I've got some cashew cheese in there, salsa, so if you really want to go to town you can, but as like a quick go-to meal, just the Mexican chili bowl on its own is so good, and it's, yeah, one of my favourites, but also so easy. What animal best represents you and why? I mean, I really want to say something really cool like a snow leopard, but realistically I'd probably be more like a meerkat. Next question, what is your worst memory of when you were little? The thing that comes to mind immediately was when I was little, I used to do this thing where if there was a glass door, I used to just run straight into it thinking there was nothing there, and it was obviously glass, so I would just go face first, like bang into this window and just rebound off of it and like collapse to the floor. It was very dramatic and very painful, but also very funny because it just used to happen all the time. I guess my family just used to see me kind of running like, no, Niomi, it's glass, and it would be too late, I'd be straight into that glass door. But yeah, my worst memory was in Spain. I think my grandparents have an apartment out there, and the doors to go onto the balcony were all glass, like absolutely like ceiling to floor, just glass, you couldn't see anything. And this one time I must have been really excited. I think my friends were calling me. Yeah, oh my god, it's all coming back. Okay, my friends were calling me down at the bottom, and so I ran to get them and then to like say hello, and I just went bang, like straight into this glass door and rebounded off of it, but I was like, oh okay, whatever, and went out onto the balcony, opened the door obviously, and then while I was out there talking to them, I then trod on a wasp, which was pretty nasty. That was not a good day. That was not a good day at all. And after that, my grandparents used to stick little post-it notes all over the glass doors so that I would see that it was a door, but it still didn't work. I still used to fly into it. And Jessica's asked, when you reflect on 2016, how do you feel about it? This year has been an absolute roller coaster. Like, I've never had a year like this. It's been totally like really, really, really good, loads of good stuff going on. Then it's been really rubbish, like really bad stuff. Then it's like, it's just up, down, up, down, up, down. But I've had possibly like the most incredible things happen to me this year. Yeah, without fail actually, like there's no doubt about it. This year has been one of the best years of my life. Career-wise, you know, I've had my book and everything out, which was just an absolute dream. And I guess that's what some of the low points were. Writing the book, it was so hard, and I totally underestimated how hard and how time consuming it would be writing a book. So that was definitely really stressful. I would basically just call my mum and be like, help me, I don't know what to do. So that was pretty tough. But then obviously having the book out was absolutely incredible, and that was only in September, and I have met some incredible people this year. It's just, yeah, when I reflect on the whole year, I just can't even believe how much has happened. It feels like about 10 years in one, just so, like I say, an absolute roller coaster, but in the most incredible way. What's your favourite book that you've read recently? Oh, that's really hard because I've read some really good books recently. My favourite is probably The Ice Twins by... I can't even remember who wrote it. Okay, I'm going to have to grab it. One sec. You're going to see my really embarrassing socks, so I apologise. Okay, The Ice Twins by S.K. Tremaine. This is such a good book. I really would recommend it. It's #1 Sunday Times bestseller. It's basically about have I already told you about this book? I feel like I might, this is deja vu. Have I told you? I really am sorry if this was in the last video. It's basically about, it's a thriller, and they move onto this really remote island off of Scotland, and this family, and there's 2 twins, kids, and it's just a bit eerie. Things happen. I'm not gonna say anything else, I'm not gonna give it away, but if you like those kind of thriller, dark books, I would really, yeah, recommend it. Give this a go, definitely. If you're not really into those kind of books and you get quite scared easily, maybe give that one a miss. I also like Girl Online. That's a good one, and a lot, much more of like an easy, nice, chilled read. And I think this is going to be the last question now because I am rambling on and on. What are your career ambitions for 2017? I would love to write another book, even though I said this year has been an absolute roller coaster, mainly because of writing the book. I would love to do another one. And I think I would do it slightly differently. I don't think I would do just a recipe book. I think I'd make it a bit more lifestyle, definitely get some travel in there. But there's a lot to think about, and I'm kind of just having a bit of a break from the book stuff at the moment, but that would be really cool to do another one, and I would take it a lot more slowly rather than just trying to do everything at once. So yeah, that's book. I would love to bring something out, like maybe beauty products or something to do with fashion, like maybe a shoe line, or I don't know, maybe something for the kitchen. I would just love to bring a product out. So that's something to think about. And also YouTube, can't forget about that. I'm gonna definitely focus on my videos next year, make them as good as I can possibly get them. Things are very, very busy, so sometimes I find it really hard to put out the content that I would like to, but next year I'm gonna really focus on that. And also my blog. One of my goals for this year was to make my blog a bit more professional looking, and so I had the whole thing redesigned, so I'm so happy with how it looks now. Really, really happy. It's exactly what I wanted. So I guess next year I just want to put more content out there, more fashion I think on my blog. If you've seen my Instagram recently, I've tried to be making it a little bit more fashion focused, so yeah, I think I'll do that with my blog. One thing I do want to do actually is create a list of my goals for next year, and I hadn't thought about doing this before, but when I recently went down to Brighton and stayed with Zoe and Alfie, they both said that one thing they do every single year is just write a list of goals, like your ambitions, career ambitions, or it could be private, just a list of things that you want to achieve. And I think I'm definitely going to do that. I don't know why I've never done it before, but then you can actually really stick to it, and it's good to have things to work towards. Even though I obviously do have things to work towards, I've never had it all in one place. It's all just in my mind, so that'll be good to put pen to paper for sure. So there are all of the questions. I really hope you have enjoyed this casual, kind of chatty Q&A video. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. I really like doing this. It just makes a bit of a difference, you know, like normally doing kind of well thought out content, whereas this is just super chilled and I really like it. So yeah, let me know what you think. And if you do have any more questions, feel free to just ask me on Twitter, and I'm always like replying to people. So if I didn't answer your question, I'm sorry, but tweet it again and hopefully I'll see it. And yeah, I will see you very soon, guys. Bye.